let's go. So for the last month, 2 months, I've been quite fascinated with like fasting. The record for the longest fast, about 380 days. And he lived, I think he lived for another 20, 30 more years after that. I have done intermittent fasting, and I'm reading this book by Dr. David Fung, who is quite popular in this area. So anyways, for the last month, I've been trying to do like a 20-hour, 18, 20, 22, 24-hour fasting. And in between, I've also done 48-hour fasting. So basically, during the fast, I'm only consuming either water or green tea. I take my vitamin supplement. I've been trying to push myself. I would like to try like a 100-hour fast this week. So just water fast. My last meal yesterday was at 8 p.m. So just finished a 45-minute leg workout. Did some squats, leg press, and a bunch of other exercises. So I'm not stopping my regular routine, although I'm fasting. Hour number 21, 22, somewhere around there. So it's 5 p.m. Okay, so it is 10 p.m. So that's 26 hours into water fasting. So my last meal was 8 p.m. yesterday. Pretty normal for me because I've been doing this for a month, so not a big deal. So next stop would be 48 hours, tomorrow night. And that's also something I've done a few times, so it should not be an issue. But after that, we'll see the real challenge. Okay. So anyways, next update tomorrow. So it is 1 p.m. on a Tuesday, so about 41 hours into the fasting. And again, haven't eaten anything, so mostly green tea, water. Feeling good, just stepped out for a walk. It's a beautiful day, so yeah, great fall weather. Okay, so update time, it is 10 p.m. Day 2, so that would make it 50 hours into the water fasting. And this is the longest I have done, so I think I've never done more than 48 hours, that was my best. So yeah, new record. Feeling good, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted some food. It was like a mental game, I just pretended that this is my first 24 hours, which I normally do. So I just pretended that I've eaten. The thing is, I'm trying to keep myself busy, so if you don't keep yourself busy, then you'll have cravings. Drinking a lot of water, green tea. Oh, I also drank like diet soda, like Diet Coke and Dr. Pepper. So diet, so no calories. Yeah, so anywho, we'll see how tomorrow goes, so again, this is new territory for me, so exciting. Still a lot of energy, as you can see, right? So I had like a decent workout today, worked out in the gym, been a busy day working. Yeah, so no changes to my regular schedule. Okay, so it is 9 a.m. Wednesday, so I am right at just across 61 hours of water fasting. So yeah, feeling good. I had 6 hours of sleep. I wish I could get more. I'll try to get more sleep. When I woke up, my head was slightly fuzzy, like a better word. It was not a headache, but just a bit fuzzy. That seems to be subsided. So yeah, took multivitamins, drank water, drinking peppermint herbal tea. Yeah, so yeah, today is Wednesday. It's a busy day for me, work-wise. Yeah, let's see if I can, take it up to 8 p.m. today, right? So that's going to be 72-hour mark, 3 days. And again, if I don't feel good, I'm going to stop, so I'm not going to really push myself too hard. Okay, so yeah, it's not easy, but at the same time, if it gets like difficult, very difficult for me, I'll stop. Okay, update time. It is 11 p.m. Wednesday, and I am proud to say that I have completed 3 days of water fasting. Uh, yeah. So, like I said, when I woke up this morning, I was feeling, like a little bit fuzzy in the head. Not a headache, but just not very clear-headed. So today was a busy day, a lot of work. So I was like pretty much like nonstop on it. And that fuzzy feeling kind of persisted throughout the day. And I think around like 3 p.m. It started increasing, and kind of was like a little bit feeling a bit lethargic also. Okay. And one thing I had forgotten was like the salt intake. So I started taking like table salt. Some people they take sea salt also. Okay. And also I felt like my sodium and potassium intake were low. So then I went to Walmart, and bought this electrolyte without sugar. So this has basically I wanted to make sure I had like enough sodium, potassium, and then I started taking a lot of table salt. So just made sure I had like at least like a teaspoon amount. Okay. Yeah, and I decided not to take this, which I said I would take it in the morning because this has sugar. Then again, I don't want to break my fast, with the sugar. Yeah, so anyways, between 3 and 8 o'clock, I was PM, like 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. I was like, the fuzzy feeling in the head. Some people call it like the keto flu or like mild headache, mentally a bit clumsy. Not as much, just mildly. I was feeling a bit lethargic and a bit drowsy also, so I took a nap for about 20 minutes around like 6, between 6 and 6:30. Woke up, started hydrating myself, and I was really feeling it between 3 and 8, right? So that was like yeah, that was really pushing me, right? I could feel it, and but I kind of pushed on, watched some videos about water fasting, which always helps. Yeah, and watched some experts. There's this doctor from Florida, and anyways, a bunch of YouTube videos. I'll share the links later. Uh, but anyways, right now I feel like very energized. I mean, from like 9 p.m. onwards, I feel like very energized. I mean, I got some good work done in the last 2 hours. And again, the whole thing. I'm still in my office. I'm trying to like keep myself busy throughout this 5-day span. Because if I go home, generally, my I just want to like watch TV, sit on the couch, eat snacks, and I don't want that. I just want to stay busy. So right now, I can predict the future, but I think I don't know how I'm gonna feel in the morning, but right now I'm quite energized actually. So and people talk about like at the end of like the 2-day or at the end of 3-day mark, like your body you start to feel energized during these fastings. Kind of feel that. So again, there's no desire right now to eat any food, so which is strange. I don't feel hungry, probably because I've been drinking a lot of water. One thing I'm doing is I've been drinking like diet drinks, not too much, maybe about half a liter or so per day. I mean, I know like it's not encouraged, but again, these are 0 calorie, no sugar. It's just it's kind of like a treat for me, like at the around like in the evening, so something to kind of look forward to, so just to kind of help me get going with this. So let's see. I mean, right now I feel energized. I am really hoping I can, push it up to, like the 100-hour mark tomorrow, which will be midnight tomorrow. Okay, update time. It is day 4, 9 a.m. in the morning. I think the weight loss is pretty drastic, like almost like 6 pounds, like day 4, right? So last night I got home, and I think I had like so much energy at the end of the day. Like I was saying, it was actually difficult for me to go to sleep because I was feeling good. So I think it was almost like 1:30 before I could fall asleep, and I go to sleep pretty late, normally not before like midnight or 12:30, so that's not a stretch for me. Yeah, so this morning I'm feeling good actually, like better than yesterday. So that grogginess in the head, that fuzziness, it's not there. Feel more energized. No desire to eat food right now. Yesterday I didn't work out, but today I'll try to squeeze in a workout. Workout done. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. A lot of energy. Feeling good. Let's go. So it is 8:58 p.m. So in 2 minutes I'll be at 97-hour mark. So an hour ago at 8 p.m. I officially completed 4-day fasting. So that's exciting. And in 3 hours, I'm gonna hit the 100-hour mark. Which is which was my primary goal. And my secondary goal, like I said, is the 5-day fast, right? So at this point I feel good. I think based on how I'm feeling right now, I think tomorrow should be doable. Yay! Good morning. Okay, day 5, and I am still alive. Okay, it is 9:32 a.m. So I weighed myself this morning, 170.6. I don't think so I've weighed that low in the last 10 years. Yeah, so I was around 191 pounds early September. I've lost like close to 20 pounds at this point. How am I feeling? Not gonna lie, I was feeling a little bit like lightheaded just about before I made this video. So I made sure I had some table salt, black salt, multivitamin. I also took that electrolyte supplement. I took 2 of those packets. So I feeling much better now. Oh, and one thing I forgot to add was in honor of my day 5 of like fasting, water fasting, I had to put on this like my tightest shirt today. And one of the joys, like, when I'm really fit, I don't know how you feel about it, but like, just when you're really fit, you just enjoy like shopping or like putting on like nice fitting clothes, so because you're feeling good, and the clothes, they fit you really nice, So quickly about me. So I am a professor and I teach biochemistry. I've been teaching for almost 10 years. I know a thing or two about biochemistry. So timing right now is interesting because we are just about to start glycolysis and gluconeogenesis and talk about fasting. So on Friday's lecture, which will be day 5, I will tell my students what I've been doing. And during the lecture Friday, which will be day 5 for me, I'm gonna tell them that, okay, so this is what I've been doing, and it's very relevant to the topic, right? And I'm sure they're gonna have a lot of questions, and I'm gonna record those questions, and we're gonna share. And I'm sure like some of those questions you probably have, right? So, okay, it's a beautiful fall day, almost 10 a.m. I think it's like probably one of the more relevant chapters. Maybe this afternoon you might have fries, so fries is made up of starch, which is made up of glucose. So the name is literally telling you it is breakdown of glucose, right? So anyways, the part I haven't told you is I am on day 5 of my water fasting today. So I haven't eaten anything since Sunday, 8 p.m. How are you trying to go? So my goal is 8 p.m. tonight. So that would make it like 5 days, so 120 hours of like no food. Have you seen any changes in me this whole week? Have I acted differently? No, right? Do you have any questions about my fasting?
Why? Like, what's your goal?
So, I want to see like how much I can push myself, right? So,
are you exercising
every day?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, except day for yesterday. Yeah. No, I'm not. I stopped drinking coffee 2 years ago, but I'm drinking a lot of green tea. I drink like. I haven't even thought about the food I want to eat. Opposite, actually. I have like, and they talk about like this, ketone high, so I have like a lot more energy actually.
Short fuse, a little bit more.
No, the mood is better actually.
Better?
Yeah.
Does it
I would, so again, good question. That's, so the whole thing, the caveat is, so let's say pregnant, right? So existing condition, so not recommended, right? Okay, just a quick update. It is 1:22, right? And it's been a very productive day actually. And like, man, just wanted to share that, and I don't know, I just have like so much energy right now, man. I don't know, like it's as if somebody gave me like a solid pep talk, right? And all charged up and the proverbial, like ready to run through the wall kind of thing. So, and yeah, so which is kind of strange, but yeah, I mean, feels good. So entering Aldi, and so I'm here, and so I have a party at my house tomorrow, so I need to do some shopping. But as I look at these foods, no desire to eat absolutely, and so no craving. So yeah, donuts, nope. Muffins, nope. Hello people, thank you for watching this long. Guess what time it is? It is 8 p.m. Friday. Did it. Okay, 5 days. Done. 120 hours of water fasting. Done. Yeah. Never done this far, and I made it. Hasn't been easy. Well, the day 3 was rough, but besides that, there were like small periods where it was a bit tough. But even that, I have a lot of energy, I mean, it's crazy. Getting a lot of work done. Actually, I was just editing like the videos I've recorded this whole week, so I can put it all together. So yeah, I still have no desire to eat, which is strange, right? And I could probably go on for like another day. At least I know I can probably do for another day, 2 days. But I'm going to cut my fast, because I have a gathering at my place tomorrow, and I have to cook some food, and yeah, and I want to so yeah, and I try not to be very strict with these things, because I mean, although I do regular fasting, but if there are like social obligations, I'll stop the fast, and gotta enjoy life as well, right? So I don't try to be too strict on myself. Yeah. So, but it's a shame though, because my personal goal that was to, like for this upcoming year was to do like a 1 week fast, 7 day 1 week fasting, water fasting. But I know that I can do it now, and and I've been joking with people, right? So if I do get stranded at like an island, or like, I don't know, if I'm out of food, right? If I have water and hopefully some salt, and I think I can make it 5 days. I know that, right? Maybe even 7 days, who knows? Anyways, so I think it's that time, right? So I am going to break my fast with coconut water because I want to kind of ease into it. So should we do it? What's it? Yeah, I think it's time, right? So my first carb in like 5 days. Wow. So let's see. Oh, that sound. Okay. Cheers. That tastes good. So today is Monday, 10th of November. Okay, so my fast ended Friday, right? So the weekend is gone, and just a quick update and just a few tidbits. Yeah, so Friday 8 p.m. you saw, I drank the coconut water, and after I drank it, like after like 10 minutes, I think I was almost like kind of a little bit dizzy, I think, because I hadn't had food in so many days, right? So that was strange, and I kind of didn't eat any solid food until like 10 p.m. that night, and I had like a lot of food in the fridge actually. I think they were like fish sticks. There was chicken. What it was? There was some rice. I ate that. I was trying not to eat proteins, but like I just couldn't resist, and then there was some pork, that, and I had picked up some cookies that I showed you earlier, and I thought I was just gonna have one, and I had one, then I wanted to have the other one. I think, and I also ended up having like a scoop of ice cream actually, so I think I was just, the floodgates opened, and yeah, and that's kind of the thing with me, like I'm used to fasting, but like once I stop fasting, then I just eat a lot, so. Um, Monday, like now we're back on regular schedule, so what's next, right? So I am going to, I really like this, like one meal a day, or like a window, like a 3 hour window or a 4 hour window in a day where I eat, so normally that's like between 7 or like between 8 and midnight for me, and that's when I have my first meal, and whatever I want, it's just that window. And I think it's like more sustainable for me, because I have like very bad self control when it comes to food. So if I limit myself to a certain window, then I know I'm like making sure that I'm not overeating, and yeah, so I would like to continue this. I would like to do like a week-long fast, maybe before, like maybe in the next 6 months. Today I had like a great workout, and I haven't eaten anything today. It is 6 p.m. I'm not gonna have anything until 8 p.m. Right, so back to my one meal, a day diet, right? And I don't miss food, right? So I'm not hungry, and I guess like, still was feeling fairly productive, like a lot of energy over the weekend, maybe the fasting thing, I don't know, so mood was really good, a lot of energy. Yeah, so it was good, and so I mean, that was, looking back, that was interesting, and I'm glad I did that. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity to quickly explain science of fasting. Okay, so when you so the food we eat, let's try to break it down, right? So there are 4 different things that's found in food. Okay, so think about what are those things. Okay, if you guessed carbohydrates, proteins, fat, and nucleic acids, you are right. So carbohydrates, these are rich in starch, rice, bread, pasta, so on. Proteins, again, meat, eggs. Lipids would be fat, right? So found in butter, oil, and then nucleic acids such as RNA, DNA, and these are pretty much found in like plant animal cells, so if you're consuming meat, fish, fruits, vegetables, that's there. So again, as far as like nutrition is concerned, 1, 2, and 3, that's where we get the energy from. Okay, so let's say you had this delicious looking fries for lunch, dinner, whatever. So what happens, right? So here you are basically taking, I guess, a mouthful of those fries. You chew your food, goes through your digestive system, broken down into smaller particles, and then like in the process of digestion is broken down into individual units of glucose, and these glucose, they enter the bloodstream. Okay, and once in the bloodstream, insulin is released, and insulin is basically a signal for cells to remove glucose from the bloodstream. Okay, and basically this is a very simple diagram of a cell, and the glucose from the fries ultimately enters your cells, and that's where the breakdown of glucose happens, right? So, and generally this is a very simplified version, right? So anyways, the glucose is oxidized into carbon dioxide, water, and ultimately a lot of ATP is produced, energy. Yeah. Sidetrack just a little bit. So okay, a little bit of chemistry, okay, but don't be scared. Okay, so yeah, like, so glucose looks like this. This is what's called like a ring structure of glucose. It has 6 carbons. Glucose that we consume, like let's say from so let's say from like the pasta or rice or corn, right? So in these things, glucose is stored as starch. Okay, and basically, if you look at the structure of starch, these are basically units of glucose joined together, right? So this is a single unit of glucose, this is another glucose, and they are connected. And again, there are like many glucose molecules joined together. So when you're thinking starch, just things of like thousands and thousands, of molecules of glucose joined together. Okay. So when you eat this thing, like this is broken down into individual unit of glucose, and glucose is broken down in the cell. Okay. So that's the source of like, from our food, we get glucose, right? Now, what about in our body? Okay. So animals, so human beings, we store glucose as glycogen, and this is mostly stored in liver and muscles, and we have just about enough for one day. Okay. And this is what glycogen looks like. And if you're thinking, oh, this looks very similar to starch, you're right, because again, it's made up of glucose. So again, this is one glucose unit, another glucose unit. So there are like many units of glucose. Quick example. So here is a refrigerator. On the fridge, we have fruits and vegetables. And on the freezer, let's say we have frozen meat, right? So let's say if you're hungry, what do? Okay. So obviously you're probably going to go to the refrigerator compartment and like eat the food that's there, because it's easy access, right? The food in the freezer, frozen meat, obviously takes more effort. So our body has a preference for glucose, right? So as long as glucose is around, our body only wants to, get energy from glucose, and it's not going to bother using up fat, right? So the way it works is like once you eat all the food in the refrigerator compartment, only then you start reaching to the freezers, and then like, you thaw it, cook the food, and then you eat it, right? And that's kind of how it works for the body, so we need to deplete our glucose before we start breaking our fat. You're probably like, quit stalling, let's get to the part about the fasting. Okay, let's do that. So what happens during fasting? Okay. So during the first 24 hours of fasting, right? So the last meal that you consume, let's say fries, which has glucose, it's like body's breaking it down, getting energy out of it. And then also like once that starts getting depleted, then there's glycogen, which is stored in the liver. It starts getting used up. Okay. And generally it's about, there's like 1 day of like glycogen stored in the body. Okay. So after like 24 hours, the food that we have eaten is like depleted, and like glycogen, it starts to get low. Okay. So at that point now, our body, since it doesn't have option now, it starts to tapping into the fat that's stored in the fat cell shown in the right side, right? So that's when the fat breakdown begins, right? So fat is stored as triacylglycerols, name not important, okay? And the fatty acid, they must be mobilized from the fat cell to the liver. So fatty acids, they're transported to liver, and that's where the breakdown begins. Okay. So 48 hours of fasting. Okay. So at that point, glycogen in the liver is almost over. It is over. And that's when like the ketogenesis in the liver begins, right? So the fatty acid that was transported from the fat cell, they start getting broken down into ketone bodies. So that would be beta hydroxybutyrate, which is BHB. Maybe you might have heard of that. Acetoacetate. Okay. And again, like, so our body is using this fatty acid breakdown for energy. Okay. Now, there's also like something called gluconeogenesis, which is like synthesis of glucose by our body, because there's a certain amount of like sugar level must be maintained, glucose level must be maintained in the bloodstream. Okay. So let's look at what happens at day 3 and beyond. Okay. So at that point, the brain, which normally depends on it relies on glucose for energy, but now it makes a switch from glucose to the BHB. Okay. And as the days progress, and it's gonna get more and more reliant on the BHB, which is the ketone. Okay. So more ketone utilization, and there's some gluconeogenesis happening, but like gluconeogenesis will also starts to slow down. Again, gluconeogenesis meaning glucose, neo meaning new, genesis meaning synthesis. Okay, so gluconeogenesis. So again, like, so we're depending on fatty acid for our energy need. Again, the brain is like functioning on ketones. So yeah, and more fatty acid is broken down from our adipose tissues.